Hi, y'all. Welcome to Good Deeds and Dirty Work, where a small town business meets real grit. I'm Lorin, the co-founder of Good Deeds Cleaning Company and Good Deeds Haul It All, built alongside my husband, Eddie. This is where we talk about how to build something from the ground up. Today, we're going to be talking about running two service divisions without losing our minds. From the outside, people probably think that we just added hauling, like we duplicated the effort. But really running the two services isn't double the work, it's just double the decision making. Cleaning runs on cadence. It's a relationship based service, where hauling is most of the time just opportunity, one-off jobs that just pop up. Cleaning is predictable. We have a lot of reoccurring. Our schedule is out for, months at a time, where hauling literally is just a reactive dispatching. They call, we get them on the schedule, get there, get it done. They're both very beneficial. Hauling can spike overnight, where cleaning kind of can. Just like this week, we've got 2 deep cleans and 2 move out cleans, and that's not typical in a week for us. Normally we have one or the other, not 4 of them in 1 week, but it's spring fever, so everybody's wanting to get their cleaning done. Where hauling can be slow 1 week, and then the next week it's just a huge spike and everybody's needing stuff done. So there's it kind of 6, 7. Sorry, I do that all the time. My kids tell me I'm lame now. Cleaning is very stable, and hauling jumps up and down. So let's talk about how we split them and what the differences are. With the cleaning, it needed a different logo. We have the dusty rose color, sage, some floral, very nice visual with calm, trust, but professional. With the hauling, we wanted bold, strong, it's equipment heavy, it's fast moving, heavy duty. They don't need to look the same, because it's not the same. So we made sure we started out with both of them having almost the same, at least the same colors, but soon realized that that wasn't going to work for the cleaning, and we changed it fairly quickly in the beginning. We got the new logo and the new colors, and it's worked great. I love both of our logos and our colors for each business, because it really speaks to what we're trying to represent there. If someone's looking for a house cleaner, they're not wanting to think about dump trailers. And if someone needs a sectional gone, they're not looking for a soft floral broom and mop bucket. We also separated the Facebooks. Each business has their own Facebook, because branding is different. The posting strategy is different. Although you're reaching out to the same kind of people, homeowners, renters, they both need cleaning and they both need haul offs done. You brand, with the brand being different and what they need at that moment. So your target has to be set up a little differently. We're in the cleaning, we do a lot of before and after pictures, showing the clean oven, the clean bathrooms. Hauling, you see a big pile of junk and then you see it gone. It's a very different feeling and look. So we separated those to keep everything nice and smooth, to reach out to catch the attention of people that are looking for that specific thing. It's 4:30 in the morning. I was supposed to record this yesterday, so bear with me. I'm still working on my coffee. Cleaning is profits are different. Cleaning is very predictable, reoccurring income with some spikes. Like I said, this week we have an unusual week with the 2 move outs and the 2 deep cleans added to our regular maintenance. But we pretty much know what we're going to get each week. Cleaning is payroll heavy because I do have 2 employees. And it is, so I have to, I have to make sure we have payroll, we have, of course, we're also insured and bonded. So we have the insurance, we have the business phone. It's also based on, it's time-based revenue. So we have set times that a house should be done in. And so we have to make sure that that gets done there. Growth comes from stacking reoccurring clients. So the more reoccurring clients we get, that's how we build from there. Where the hauling is higher ticket jobs, heavy equipment. Insurance is more expensive because we have the equipment, the trailer, the truck. So we spend out a little bit more there. I would say both of them are fuel sensitive because hauling, we drive to wherever it's at. But with the cleaning, I mean, we're in Hood, Palo Pinto, and Parker County, so we drive everywhere. So, we have to make sure there's money for fuel, that there's all of that. 1 week of hauling can feel really slow and discouraging, and then one good project hit and it can change the entire month. Hauling is not as steady, but then all of a sudden, we'll get 2 big jobs, or even 1 big job sometimes can just change everything. When somebody is moving out and the landlord calls us like, hey, they left all this stuff here and we've got a house full of junk to go remove. Or they just have had a pile of stuff and have finally decided, okay, it's time to get this gone. That can just change everything. Cleaning gives us the security of, we know this is what's coming in. This will be here every week. Hauling has the big spikes and can help bump up a month, but it's not the steady. Both are very valuable, but they both hit very differently. Cleaning stress, the different stress points in the 2 businesses. I would say cleaning is making sure that employees are representing the standards that I've set for my cleaning business. Keeping up with the quality control. It was a little hard at first. My plan was to stay a solo cleaner, but soon realized as the business kept growing, that was not possible. So making sure that when I hire and who I hire is going to follow those standards, keep that same quality that I have, and represent my business, whether they're at work or not at work. Not saying you can't do what you want when you're, not at work, but I want to make sure that if you are out and about and someone says, hey, they work for Good Deeds Cleaning Company, and you're out doing some craziness, then I want to protect the integrity of my business and what we expect, and how we represent ourselves in turn represents the business. Customer expectations, making sure that their expectations are met. Managing different personalities. Right now, I'm super blessed. I have 2 amazing girls who we all 3 just get along so well. We work very well together. They have put up with me with changing things and have been guinea pigs for me while I'm going through learning how to hire and how to train and how to um, make sure policies are in place. So they have been truly, truly amazing. They take feedback and they give me feedback. And so they're really a big part of helping me build the Good Deeds Cleaning Company. And I truly appreciate both of them for that. Jennifer and Dusty are amazing. Um, Learning the time efficiency. I know what I can clean each house in, but getting them to that standard where they're getting it done in the timely manner, but also not losing the quality and the detail of the work. The hauling stresses is the truck running right. If the truck's not running right, then we can't go haul anything. Making sure tires on the trailers and on the truck are good, fuel prices, the commercial auto insurance, insurance in general. We do have general liability on both businesses, plus commercial auto on both businesses to cover that because we have the cleaning van also. My biggest stressor is posting on Facebook for both businesses. I'm horrible about posting as often as I should, and I need to get a better system in place for that. So that is something that I'm working on. With cleaning, the stresses in leadership, with hauling, the stresses in infrastructure. And of course, with the hauling too, right now, Eddie is still working his regular full-time job. So availability isn't fully open right now until we can get him out of the concrete truck, which is our goal, is to get him full-time working in our business instead of for someone else. So that is something that we are truly trying to shoot for, I would hope this year. That's my plan. We have separate bank accounts for both businesses. We actually have multiple accounts for each business. We have the income account where all income goes in. So both businesses have an income account, an operating account, a tax account, and a profit savings account. Cleaning also has a payroll account. So for you old school people like me, it's like the envelope system within the bank. I love it because I have it set up to this is the percent that should go in each one. So everything goes into the income account, and then I sit down once a week and then I plug in my numbers to my lovely Excel sheet, and it tells me what to put in each account. Minus payroll, because payroll, once I run payroll, I know what needs to go over there, and that's what goes over there. And this way we have separate QuickBook accounts. The cleaning is on Jobber right now. Hauling's not there yet. It's not feasible to pay for that just yet, but we will eventually have the hauling also on Jobber under its own. They are both separate LLCs. They have separate EIN numbers. They are two completely separate businesses that we can bundle together when we need to. They work very well together, but we track. Excuse me. This way we're able to track the numbers separately and see what business did what each week, month, and for the whole year. We see who's carrying in what and who's, what it all is doing. And we don't want one business, if we had it all together and we just see this total big number, one would mask the other. If one of them's fallen short, then we need to know that. And so it makes it really easy to be able to pull those numbers from QuickBooks to know, where we're at for the year, or I mean, I pull reports weekly and monthly. So, um, if you lump everything together, then you lie to yourself about the performance of the business. So we don't want to do that. So we have different roles in the business. I do all of the office, um, the managing of the business, the books. I do all of that. I do all the marketing. Um, I'm slowly stepping out of the cleaning now that I have employees. I help with most of the bigger cleans, the post-construction cleans, um, the deep clean, stuff like that. And then if one of the girls is out, whether they're sick or they've requested time off, then I jump in and help fill in that. Um, Eddie is labor. He's a worker. So he does all the hauling. If I'm not doing cleaning, then I go and help him. But the kids also go and help him. So, um, we have everything set up of who runs what and does what. Eddie's my blue collared man, so he likes to work. He is not going to sit behind a desk. I don't mind sitting behind the desk and doing the office work, but I also don't mind working. So I have some days where I've got my cleaning uniform on and my cleaning shoes on, and then I come home and change into my jeans and my work boots and go out and help load some junk. And we just jump back and forth. With the cleaning, Eddie helps with if we have any pressure washing jobs that come up. Um, and any of like the bigger post construction, he's come and helped when we are having to get all the paper out. And if I have some really high um, ceilings that have like the big wood up top, then he'll come in and get the big ladder and do that part for me too. I mean, I don't mind doing it, but if I can get some help, I'm going to take it. Um, when we have the structure, it removes emotion from the decision making. We know who's going to do what. We um we have that all laid out and it is working very well. So in about November of last year, hauling pretty much slowed completely down. Um, we didn't hardly have any calls, and we're like, okay, what are we doing wrong here? Well, of course, this is our first year. April will be 1 year since we've started the hauling business. So we're learning what the seasonal spikes are. Because now we've started getting more calls. So, we didn't quit when it got slow. We are just tracking what it is. So April will be 1 year. We're almost there. For the hauling business. And so we've really been keeping track of when we have more hauls, what months were really slow. So we'll be able to have that data to go back and see, make plans to be able to try to build those months up, or if there's something else that we need to offer during that time. Our plan from the get-go was to build these businesses to eventually be able to hand off to our kids. Eventually, hopefully, if they want it, they might not want it. I don't know. But we wanted to build something where we're able to work for ourselves, make our schedules, not have to work crazy hours, crazy schedules for someone else. But to build something that we can hand down to both of our children for them to be able to better themselves and not have to do all the crazy working for other people and crazy schedules. So I talk about crazy schedules a lot because my husband drives a concrete truck and you don't ever know if he's going in at 8 p.m. at night, 6 a.m. in the morning, midnight. There's just no schedule, no set schedule, and he works stupid hours. So That's why we're working really hard to get him out of that truck. Um, we also love the fact that we're able to serve our community in the two different ways. We've helped with the local garden in Mineral Wells and got some stuff hauled off for them. We also, anything we get in the hauling, we have some places that we donate to. So if there's stuff that someone's paid us to take away and it's still in good condition, then we have some shelters that we donate to. And so we take that to them and help people who are needing it, and we donate that. We don't just throw everything away unless it just needs to be thrown away. So it's nice to be able to help the community in that way and, help other people get up on their feet when they're trying so hard but just can't seem to get ahead. So if you're managing multiple parts, multiple moving parts, the answer isn't to hustle harder. The answer is to build better structure. And this is something that I'm still working on. I'm still building. It honestly changes every day or week. I come up, something clicks and it's like, oh, we should have been doing that, or we need to add this. And I get that added and built in. So it's constantly changing. It's constantly growing. It's constantly managing these moving parts and seeing a need and getting it fixed or added or whatever it might need to be. So this is a little crazy. I recorded this at 4 a.m. Still working on coffee, but remember, good deeds is built on trust and dirty work builds legacy. I will see you next week.